Hi, my name is Heather, and I am here to share my experiences being an NT dating a man with Aspergers. Today's topic is about criticism and hurtful words. In my experience, my Aspie man, boyfriend, can be extremely critical and overly judgmental about the smallest things, that some of the most irrational, ridiculous things that really shouldn't be even questioned on a normal perspective. For instance, one time we went camping and there was a bunch of ants crawling all over our tent as we were trying to put it away. And I don't even remember this, but I guess I stepped on an ant, and like hours and hours later, he said, something's really bothering me. I saw you purposely step on that ant on the tent. Did you do that on purpose? And it caught me so off guard. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this is nuts. It is now the end of summer, and the house that he lives at, that I come to visit, is getting filled with fruit flies and flies, house flies, and we are battling flies. And he has this huge compassion for not hurting the flies, not wanting to kill the flies, but yet when there's times that there is hundreds and hundreds of flies, you have to do something to get rid of them. You can't just let them overtake your house. And this morning, we were putting some traps out for some fruit flies, because we were making some wine the other day, and a lot of fruit flies accumulated in the house. And anyways, he got really judgmental at me and critical. How could I possibly not care about killing all these fruit flies? And how could this not bother me? And that he's seriously disturbed by how heartless and cold I am. And, there's really no rational thinking there. Even when I tell him they're overtaking the house, you can't just let them take over the house. You need to do something. And, he gets really judgmental and says, well, you wouldn't do that to a dog, would you? You wouldn't do that to a hamster, like, why would it matter that it's a fly? And don't you feel guilty? And it's really disturbing me that you just don't care. And it really bothers me. And he says these statements that make me feel so judged and so horrible, even though I know it's completely irrational, completely, almost crazy that he would be so upset over something that is part of life. And yet at the same time, he can be a hypocrite. He loves to hunt. He doesn't see anything wrong with hunting. He doesn't think there's anything wrong with going out and murdering animals. But yet, when the flies or the ants are overtaking the house, I'm a terrible person for wanting to kill them. And that's just a couple examples of some of the things. There is a lot of things he's extremely critical about. He's extremely critical of my driving. Even though I have a CDL, I drive school bus, I have a perfect record, but yet that doesn't matter. That's not good enough for him. I'm a terrible driver, and he's always screaming at me and telling me I'm going to crash and go off the road, and like sometimes is verbally abusive. And it's all out of that panic, that anxiety that he can't control. And when he gets like that, he just blurps out whatever comes to his mind, and he's not even thinking clearly. And it's really hard. It's really hard. I want to give an honest example of what being in this relationship is like. I don't want to come on here and make it sound like everything is always perfect, and that he's always perfect, and that we're so happy, and that there's never anything wrong, because a lot of times I'm upset, a lot of times I'm crying, a lot of times I feel lonely, a lot of times my stomach is queasy because he's been very critical of me at times, and it just catches me off guard because it comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, what in the world did that what happened? Why did that just happen? And I know in that moment that no matter what I say to him, It's never going to be okay. It's never going to be good enough. He's going to fight and argue and defend himself no matter what I say. Even if I have a logical explanation, even if I make sense. You know, like today, I was saying that we can't just let the fruit flies take over. I have, you know, we need to kill these fruit flies. And he was saying, well, yeah, we need to kill them, but you don't need to be so happy to kill them. Like I'm sitting here apparently having a birthday party for the glorification of these fruit flies that are dying, you know, and it's so irrational that it makes no sense. And it hurts. It hurts. I just want people to know that if you're having these situations too, if you are experiencing this on a daily basis at times, if you sometimes feel so alone and feel like you can't talk to anybody because none of your girlfriends, none of your family would understand. I get it. I understand. In these moments, I try and remember the things I love about him, and that the good times outweigh the bad times. And I try and remind myself that he has loved me better than any man I've ever met, even though he's never even told me he loves me. It's times like this, when I'm outside trying to collect myself, that I feel so alone. So anyways, I just wanted to share this experience and tell you guys it's okay. It will get better. Stick with it. I believe that your man loves you just like I believe mine loves me. And sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes it's just hard. So anyway, until I see you again, keep on loving your Aspie and being the best person you can be in that relationship. Bye, everybody.